Hey there, it's Ben from Pattern Profits bringing you the weekend update and weekly watch list into November 1st. Starting with IWO, our proxy for small cap growth, able to clear the volume shelf right up against the descending trend line here, back above year to date anchored VWAP as well as anchored VWAP from off of the high. Those moving average clouds now coming into alignment, 10 above 20 above 50, which is also turning up, just peaking above the volume shelf there. So still looking for that run back up here towards 316, then 319. If we look at FFTY, we see here back above what we talked about last week, that $50 pivot closed above there, which is always a good sign. And then PDPR momentum is into new highs. So small cap growth momentum in general looking good. Let's get right into the watch list. I think you want to have this group front and center on your radar. Coin a little consolidation here, volumes easing up after the nice run on the way up, pocket pivots on the way up. 1020 cloud now catching up, so just looking for the breakout out of this consolidation here. That's coin COIN, and then SI in the group. Little descending trend line here, did a little peak but wasn't able to push through. If we bring the volume by price over, you can also see how this one's part of a much bigger cup, and this, what we're zooming into, is the handle pattern here, and came right up, wasn't able to clear that volume shelf, which now sits a little bit higher. Let me bring this over, and you can see needs to clear that volume shelf point of control, which has been acting as resistance, close above that descending trend line, then you get a run back towards the all-time highs. I think this entire group is worth keeping an eye on. Also have crowd CRWD, this just a traditional cup, put in the handle now, and looking for 289.24, the standard pivot above. Tried to go here, couldn't, but nice looking handle now. 1020 cloud has caught up, so looking for the breakout there. 289.24, pocket pivots on the right side on the way up. I also have TW, TradeWeb Markets. This is another one. Cup pattern, hasn't formed the handle yet, may need to, but you had earnings back here. Nice bounce. Came out of the pinch here. 10, 20, 50 cloud just below. Nice move. Now looking for the breakout. Maybe it handles out first. Let's 10, 20 catch up. But 89.79, the level to watch. That's the pivot above. I have Goldman Sachs, worth keeping an eye on. A little tough. Make sure you're watching your earnings dates because there's still a lot that haven't reported yet. One of the issues I found this week looking for these setups is a lot of them are reporting in the next week or two. So I had to scratch a few off of the list. Goldman's already reported that little breakout right here where you reclaim the 5065 cloud, anchored VWAP attached acting as support. Now you look for the breakout there. 420.76, the level above. Good volume, eased up during the consolidation there, little handle. Looking for the breakout there. That's Goldman Sachs, GS. Staying with the finance thing, SoFi mentioned this one on Twitter on Friday, looking for those call buyers to step back in, have this big descending trend line here. Inside day, double inside actually. Let's zoom back in. You'll see double inside Thursday and Friday. This entire candle is inside of this one, and then Friday's candle inside of the one before, volume drying up. Looking for inside to come out here and break through that descending trend line. You then have 21.77, the standard pivot above. We also have PSTG, and I'll be watching on this SoFi to see if those big call buyers we highlighted a couple weeks ago step back in. PSTG Members caught this one coming out of the pinch through the descending trend line. We've made some good progress. Got an inside day here on Friday. Inside day comes out. We look for that standard pivot. 2748 is the level above. Let me bring the volume by price over. You'll see that this was a prior power earnings gap back here. Good volume. Had some pocket pivots there within the base. And now above the volume shelf, inside day comes out, gets through that pivot, kind of danced around anchored VWAP down here, but the high held. That's why it's always important to keep an eye on that power earnings gap high. 24.99 was a high. You see when anchored VWAP did fail, that level served as support and then straight up from there. So just looking for the breakout there. Also have Skin, one we've been watching. This one continues to find support at the anchored VWAP from off of the gap there, support, and now looking for the breakout. 28.37. You moved above the volume shelf point of control. Not quite tight enough to be a power of 3, but you do have 10, 20, and 50 cloud. Right there just below price, so we always like to see that. Can manage it tightly if it moves against. Also have ROCC if energy's hot, like the way that this one has set up high. And what we look for here, you've reclaimed that volume shelf, you're out of the pinch, and just looking for the descending trend line breakout. So if energy is strong, like how the big volume here on the way up, this has eased up as it's consolidated. Did have that one big candle in there with that big green volume too. 1020 is caught up to price. So just looking for the flag breakout there with ROCC. And then I have one more, ONTO, an old friend of mine, setting up an ascending triangle pattern up high. You've got this triangle, 10, 20, 50 cloud all coming into alignment below. Maybe this goes sideways a few more days, gives us another smaller little cup here. Then it would have a VCP look to it. But just in case, standard pivot above 79.99 in case it decides to break out without forming another little handle or little cup pattern here. That's all I've got into tomorrow, November 1st. Hope you have a great trading week, and I will see you over on FinTwit.